Hi everybody, it's Doreen and welcome back to day 5 of Christmas cards with the Cricut. This is the card we're going to be making today, and this is going to be a series of simple cards that you can mass produce. So come on and join me, and I'm going to show you how you can make this quick and easy card. Okay everybody, so I'm going to bring up the supplies so we can get started on day 5. So now my card measures 8 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and I've taken it and scored it in half to make it a 4 inch by 4 1/4 inch card. And I'm making some really simple cards for everybody so that you can see that you don't have to make elaborate cards. You can just make small cards and then just add your embellishments. So now let's go ahead, and this cardstock I'm using is some coordination cardstock. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and we're going to line up and add our next layer. And this piece of cardstock measures 4 inches by 3 3/4 inches, and it is from the paper pack by DCWV. And it is called the Christmas Combo Stack. And this one is an 8 by 8 paper stack. And once again, I picked this up at Joann's at their after Christmas sale. So these are some of the papers that are in there. And as I've said on previous videos, there's no way I'm going to ever use up all the Christmas paper that I have. But it's nice to have so I can change up each year I make my cards. So now before we go ahead and add this layer, I want to go ahead and add my ribbon. I remembered this time. So I've cut a piece of ribbon that measures 6 1/4 inches. And I only did that because I've always said that I'd rather have too much ribbon than not enough. So I'm going to use the cheater method and just flip this over and go ahead and take a piece of tape and tape this down like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and take another piece of tape, but before I do that I want to just make sure that it does line up evenly. And then I'm going to go ahead and tape that piece down as well, like so. So now I have my one piece of ribbon going that way. I also want to have another piece of ribbon going this way. So I'm going to do the same thing. And what I want to do also is I'm going to take just a little, I think they're called zip zots, and just put one of the dots in the middle of my ribbon. That way I know for sure that I have it in the center. And I'm just going to press that down. And then I'm just going to flip it over and add another piece of tape. And tape down the other side as well. Like so. Okay, so now I'm all set to add that to my card. So let's go ahead and get out the ATG gun, and we're going to add this to the card. So we'll get some tape on our edges. My tape seems to be stuck and not coming out, so let me see what's going on. Okay everybody, I'm back. I don't know what was going on. It looks like somehow it got tied around itself and it wasn't coming out properly. It was actually going around the roller, so I had to adjust that. But we're all set to go, and I'm ready to add this to my card. So I'm just going to line this up and make sure I have it going the right way. And I think I'm going to open up my card. I find it's easier if I do that to lay it down. So there, we have it. We've got our card all laid down. And actually this gave me another idea for another card when I did this. So I'll have to work on that. So now, the next thing we want to do is I want to go ahead and add my scallop circle and my circle. So now what I've done is, I've done this before on a previous card. I think it was the last card that we did, or it might have been card number 3. But I've taken the Art Philosophy Cartridge and I've cut out a scallop, and the scallop is on page 31 and it looks like this. So now I cut that out at 3 3/8 of an inch, or if you're going to do this on your gypsy, the way I did this is, let me go to that cartridge first and then I'll explain what I did, which is similar to the card day 3, I think. I think it was day 3. So this is the circle. It is key number 11 and it looks like this, or the scallop. So now I wanted it to match up with my Spellbinders die that I have. And I could have cut it out using my Spellbinders die, but I try to use the gypsy as much as I can in my Cricut. And I have these dies because I got these first before I ever had a Cricut or owned a gypsy. So if you don't have either the Cricut or the gypsy, or if you have the Cricut, you could cut your circle or your scallop at 3 3/8, but I'm not sure if it'll come out right to add a circle. It might. I've never tried cutting it that way because I use the gypsy for everything. But if you don't have it, if you have the Spellbinders die, the scallop, this is the I believe it's the classic scallop or the mini scallop, and it's the 3rd die from the largest size. And then my circle is the classic circle, and it is the, I'm sorry, this is the 2nd from the largest circle, largest scallop. This one is the 3rd circle from the largest circle of your Spellbinders dies. So you can use that as well. Or even if you don't have the Art Philosophy Cartridge, which is close to my heart, you can go out and look for a scallop by doing your search. Or if you don't, you can also go to www.mycutsearch.com and put in scallop, and it will give you all the cartridges that have a scallop. And then you can determine if you own that cartridge or not, and then you can cut it. Remember, you have to own the cartridge to cut it. So to get my scallop to be the size of that particular die, I took off the aspect ratio button, which is this button right here. And then I put on my real dial size button, which is this button right here. And then I put in 3.38 for the height and 3.38 for the width. And now for my circle measures 3 for the height and 3 for the width. And the circle, if you have the Art Philosophy Cartridge, the circle is on page 21, or key number 1, and it looks like this, or like this one. So now I'm going to go ahead and put those together, and then we'll work on our star embellishment. I just want to make sure I get to the right page that the star is on. Okay, so now I've already popped up my scallop using some foam tape, and what I'm going to do now is go ahead and add my circle. And once again, I probably should have added the foam tape after I had taped this on, but that's okay. I also went ahead and took my circle die and ran it through my Big Shot using the Snowflake Cuttlebug folder. And then I took the new winter collection by Tim Holtz ink, which is the Evergreen Bow or Bow, and I've inked my edges. I've inked them on the card, the layer here, and on my scallop and my circle. So let's just go ahead and tape the circle to my paper. And I didn't mention, but I will now, this cardstock is from, by Recollections. It is their metal collection. And I used this on a previous card, but it looks like this. And these are some of the colors that are in there. So let's go ahead and get some more tape on here, and we'll add it to the scallop. So now I'm just going to line this up and then add this to my scallops, like so. So now before I go ahead and add that onto the card, I want to go ahead and add my star. So my star is once again from the Art Philosophy Cartridge. And what I've gone ahead and done is I've cut out the blackout of the star, and it is on page 25, and it looks like this. So I've cut out the star too, and then I've cut out the layer. So let's go to the Gypsy and I'll show you where that is. So here is my star 2, and you're going to hit the shift key to get to that. And then for the layer feature, you're going to hit the basic layer icon and the shift, and then your hit key number 5. And there's your star, or your top layer to your star. I've cut each of those out at, let me make sure, 3 1/4 inches. And the paper that I use to cut out the star is part of the holiday collection, the Christmas stack. And I bought this, or actually I used this one last year. There was quite a few papers in here that I really liked. Now for my top layer of my star, this cutout is from the 'Tis the Season cardstock stack, and that's also by DCWV, and it has some glitter paper in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and line this up and make sure I've got it on there the way I want it to look. And then I'm going to take my two-way zig pen and get some glue on here, and then we're just going to go ahead and add this. I want to check something first, because when you do this, it's not quite at the top. So it lines up okay. I was taking my aspect ratio off and on, so I don't know if I cut this, if I had the aspect ratio on when I cut the top layer or the shadow layer, or the actual, I guess it's not the shadow, it's sort of like a blackout. So I'm going to get my, make sure I get enough glue on there. And then I'm going to line this up. Make sure I get it even. And then I'm just going to press down all the way around. So there. Now we have our star, which we can go ahead and add to the card. But I'm going to go ahead and add my scallop and circle because I want to pop up the star. So let's go ahead and get our foam tape off of the scallop and circle layer. And now we're ready to add it to the card. And I just want to probably lay it about right there, like so. And now I'm going to go ahead and just put some foam tape on my star. I think I'm just going to add one piece right there in the middle. And I use a lot of foam tape because I like for my things to pop up, just like I like my bling, and I like that favorite color of mine. I think you all know what it is. So we're just going to place our star right there in the middle. So now the last thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and add, that's right people, got to add the bling. So I'm going to go ahead and put crystal right in the center. And there you have it. So that's our card for day 5 of Christmas cards with the Cricut. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget to come back for day 6. Bye.